Welcome to Late Night with Chloe and Nazir. I'm your host, Chloe and Nazir. We have a special guest for you tonight. Give a warm welcome to Al Capone. Good evening, Mr. Capone. How are you doing on this fine evening?
I'm doing mighty fine. How are you?
I'm doing swell, thank you. What have you been up to lately?
Lately, I've been in my home in Florida, just chilling, kind of killing people here and there, robbing, no big deal.
Speaking of crimes, can you tell me what was your most famous crime and what happened in it?
My most famous crime was probably the St. Valentine's Day massacre. And what happened was some of my rival gangs associates, they were machine gunned down by my men who were dressed up as police. And I was in Florida at the time, so I had no idea what was going on. So I had no partake in that killing.
Wow, that's fantastic. What a crime.
I take pride in all of my crimes.
Usually criminals have a bad childhood. What was your childhood like?
I grew up in an Italian tenement. My parents were kind of poor, and I went to a pretty harsh Catholic school, and they were pretty bad there. It was brutal, and I dropped out.
Why did you drop out of school?
Because I got expelled from the school first because I sort of hit a female teacher. And so they expelled me, and I was like, okay, I'm never coming back again. So I just dropped out for the rest of my life.
Why did you turn to crime?
Because as an Italian immigrant, I was pretty poor. And so I had to make a living somehow. So we decided to go by crime.
Wow, that's really interesting. Why did you move to Chicago when you were living in beautiful and sunny Florida?
Because my friend, John Torrio, who was probably like the most influential guy on me, he moved to Chicago because he got a job, and basically he told me to come and assassinate his boss so that he could be the new leader of that business. And then I assassinated the guy, and he became the leader.
Wow, you're one of the richest mobsters in history. How did you become head of your gang and gain respect in your fearsome reputation?
Yeah, I'm so rich. I have like money coming out of everywhere. So basically, to keep my gang in check, I sort of eliminated all the other rival gangs, and that itself put fear into my underlings, and they just like obey me now. So I'm like the evil ruler of this gang.
Wow, I wonder what it's like for the family of such a vicious criminal. What's your family like?
I have a beautiful wife and an exuberant little girl. They're my pride and joy.
What are you and your family up to nowadays?
Currently, we're residing in Florida, just like laying low, not trying to get arrested or anything.
Why were you forced out of Chicago?
Because me and the mayor, we were like working together, and he thought I'd be bad for his political image. So he hired a new deputy, or a new sheriff, to run me out of town. And like, we had something really special. And sometimes it makes me cry, Thank you.
Aww. We'll be right back.
In the arms of the angel, fly from here, from this dark cold hometown.
I hear you also go by the nickname Scarface. How did you get that nickname?
Okay, I was working as a bouncer at like a club, and I insulted this one woman and her brother. He came up to me with a knife, and he like stabbed me in the face, so I have like the scar over here.
Wow, that's a beautiful story. I hear you're going to court after this show. What's that all about?
They're trying to hold me down for tax evasion, and I mean, I've done so many giant crimes, but they decided to pick me for this like weak one.
Wow. Is this what you plan to do for the rest of your life, or do you have any plans for retirement?
I plan on spending my days with my wife and my child in Florida, just like chilling.
Wow, you're one fascinating man, but we're out of time. Thank you for coming, Mr. Capone.
Thank you for having me, and this time I won't steal your wallet.
We come to you live with footage of Al Capone's sentencing. Well, that's it for tonight's show. See you next week when we interview Ty Cobb on Late Night with Chloe Nazir.
'Cause a man makes out